you've been joining us along the way here. As you know, we kind of cycle through every few months and go back through. Some weeks we start off with kind of the basics of binaries or basics of Nadex spreads, and then we teach kind of the basics of those, and then some misconceptions, and then we talk about how to trade them and how to what different strategies and systems, and then sometimes we go back in and we talk about which one to choose. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about tonight, is in the money and out of the money Nadex binary options. And what are they? Some people say, hey, I have a decent understanding of what a binary is and how it works, and I have a decent strategy or system that I trade or that I've seen. And I'm going to show you where you can get some free access to multiple strategies and systems here in just a minute. You can go in and absolutely free watch step-by-step training videos, watch trade examples. You know, I'm going to show you where you can get several strategies and systems and watch those for free. But even if you have a, you know, that's kind of start to finish. Kind of step one is, hey, what is a Nadex binary? How does it work? You know, the end result is, you know, on the other end is, okay, hey, I have some strategies and systems of how to trade binaries. But what a big key that a lot of people miss is, hey, I know what they are. I've got a good chart and indicator strategy how to trade them, but there's so many different ones. There's so many different binaries, and I seem to have a good strategy or system, but I'm not having that great of success with it. And a lot of times, yeah, hey, maybe you're not following your rules. Maybe you're not truly understanding your system, but maybe you do, and you're just simply choosing the wrong binary. And that is the one key element that is missing, that once you have a good handle on that, could make a huge difference in your success in trading. Now, for some of you that have been with us a while, this might be a very basic elementary type webinar for you. Some of you have a good understanding of at the money and in the money and out of the money binaries. So this may be very elementary for you, but for some of you new guys, this is going to be very, very important to understand. And it's all, even for you, you know, guys that have been around a while, you have to realize there was a time and place where you were new as well, and you didn't quite understand all these things, and it was a definite key element for you to understand. So for some of you, this may be very repetitive. For some of you new guys, this might really be the key that really turns your trading around and helps you realize some things you might not have realized, and you maybe spot some chinks in your armor here when it comes to your trading. So let's just hop right in here. We're going to jump right in. Let's knock out our disclosures. Trading futures, options, or any financial instrument involves risk, may not be suitable for every investor. Any trading decision you make is your sole responsibility. Information here in this webinar is for informational and educational purposes only, and it's not an offer or solicitation of an offer to buy or sell any particular financial instrument offered by Nadex, and past performance is not indicative of future results. So, getting a few of you guys on here saying, hey, I'm brand new, or hey, this is my first webinar, that sounds great. Well, let's make sure to get you started off right. If you're brand new to Nadex, you can hop on over to nadex.com. Basically, in a nutshell, Nadex offers two different products. They offer binary options and they offer spreads. You can read a little bit about both right here. I'll show you where you can get tons of free information about both binaries and spreads, information on what they are, how they work, ways to trade them, strategies and systems, all for free. Okay. Tonight we're going to be talking about Nadex binary options. If you're also brand new to Nadex, maybe you have a live account, maybe you don't, but to open a live account with Nadex, it's a minimum of $100 deposit to open a live account with Nadex. You can, you know, obviously you can put more than that in there, but it's only $100 minimum. But something you want to make sure you do have is right here. Go to the Trading tab, Demo Trading Platform. Absolutely free. Nadex will give you a free demo account with $25,000 of demo money. All you have to do is select a username, fill out some quick info, and hit Open Demo Account. In just a few moments, Nadex will send you an email with a temporary password, and you can log right into a Nadex demo account. All right. Now, once you do that, you can go right up here to My Account, and you can go right here to Settings and Password. And you can change, like I said, they'll send you a temporary password. It's usually like a long mix of numbers and letters. You can go right in and change that to whatever you want to. That way you have your own selected username and password to log into your Nadex demo account. Demo account is a great place to get familiar with Nadex, get familiar with the different products that Nadex offers as far as the binaries and spreads, what different instruments they offer binaries and spreads on, the stock indices, Forex, commodities, events, Bitcoin, underlying. You can get familiar with how to use the platform, how binaries and spreads work, how to enter and exit orders, place take profit orders. Just a good way to get accustomed to the Nadex platform and products with a demo account, with demo money, as opposed to using your own live money to go in and get familiar with something and test it out. Anytime you're testing any new strategies or systems, you always want to start out by testing them in demo before you make sure you get them down and master them in demo before you move over to your live money. So if you don't have one of those, hop on even right now while we're on this webinar. It may help you follow along with us tonight, but you can get a free lifetime demo account, and it'll just take you literally just a couple of minutes to set that up, and you'll have $25,000 of money there to play with in demo to test things out. From there, hop on over. I just want to show you a couple free tools here. And then, yes, Ben, I'll go in and show you where this recording will be here in just a second. In fact, right here, hop on over to apexinvesting.com, and you can go right here to this tab that says Join Free Now. Okay, absolutely free, no credit card number or anything like that. You could select a free username and password. Once you have that, you can log into the Apex site. And my name is John Skelton. I'm with Apex Investing. I'm not with Nadex. Apex is a separate company from Nadex. Nadex is totally separate from Apex. Nadex is the exchange. Apex, we're an online community of traders helping traders. We're an educational company, and I'm going to show you where you can get access to a ton of free information here. So once you log on to the site, a couple things you'll want to know here. If you go right here to our calendar, you'll see, like I mentioned earlier, we do these webinars every Monday night for Nadex here. You're welcome to join us on those webinars anytime. We sometimes will do some Thursday webinars. We have some radio shows we do where we teach different strategies and systems, do some live trading. So feel free to hop on absolutely free anytime there and join us. But a couple quick things here. Very, very easy to find some information here. Right here, Start Elite Education. Okay, well, what are you trading? Are you trading stocks and Forex? Or are you trading Nadex spreads? Or are you trading Nadex binaries? Okay, whatever it is you're trading. For example, tonight we're talking about Nadex binaries. Everything you need to know is right here. Okay, getting started with Nadex binaries, just a quick introduction video. Nadex, this is just links to log into Nadex, get a demo account with Nadex, get a live account with Nadex, or even set up the Nadex mobile trading platform. Then right here, you'll see Nadex Binaries 101 course. Okay, tonight we're not going to spend time on the basics of binaries. So if you are brand new, this might be kind of step B or C here. If you want to go back and you're new, you kind of know what binaries are, but you're not really sure, you can go back and watch this right here. This is a complete course. This is not just a long webinar or a bunch of long webinars. This is an actual step-by-step course that we've created here. Why Nadex binaries? Why are they different from other binary companies? Binaries 101. What is a binary? How does it work? What are the different markets and expirations you can trade with Nadex? And this night we're going to cover what's at the money, out of the money, and in the money binaries. How do the contracts settle? How do I place orders? How do I place take profit orders? Everything you would need to know. Once you watch this course here, you will know what you need to know about Nadex binaries, forwards and backwards. Okay, so once you have an account with Nadex, once you know what a binary is, okay, hey, I know what a binary is, I get it. Now what do I do with it? How do I trade them? Well, it's the next thing down here, binary trading systems. Go through a couple of our different binary trading systems. We have some advanced systems, different ways to trade them directionally, in choppy markets, everything you need to know right here, plus some other free information here for you that you can check out. If you're trading Nadex spreads, same type of information, step-by-step courses, different trading systems. You have access to, for free, to watch all of this information, all these step-by-step courses here. Okay, so take advantage of this. You can get a free demo account with Nadex. You can get free step-by-step training on Nadex spreads, Nadex binaries. What are they? How they work? How can I trade them? And some other free tools there. You can go right here and also access free tools. We have some free Nadex binary and spread scanners, some free deviation levels, free news plans, all kind of free information to take advantage of. Right here under the help desk and forum section, if you have any questions for us, feel free to just submit a help desk ticket here. We can answer any questions for you, get you directed to the right strategy or system video, whatever you need. But right here under trading questions forum, very important here. Ben, you just asked, Benjamin, you asked about this webinar being recorded. Yes, this webinar tonight is being recorded. If you go right here to the trading questions forum, a lot of information here in the forum as well, all free information. Forum is broken down into different sections, section 1, section 2. A lot of good information about trading psychology, risk management, understanding the different markets out there. If you keep scrolling down, you get here to S10. Again, these are our system area here. You can watch step-by-step training courses, listed out step-by-step rules, screenshots, conversation back and forth between other traders about what they're doing, how they're trading the systems. But you scroll a little further down, and right here it says watch webinars here. Right here under newest webinars, if you click that, that's where this webinar will be posted tonight after we're done. And if you've missed any of the last few weeks, you can go right back and watch them here. Monday Nadex webinars, February 15th, February 8th, 5th, February 1st, trading mentality, trading Nadex binaries at night, how to do binaries and strangles with Nadex binaries, how to trade directional and reversal, how to scalp with Nadex binary. All of this is free information here, just a wealth of webinars there. That will show you the most recent webinars, or we also have them broken down right here. Nadex binary webinars, Nadex spread webinars, getting started with Nadex, and how to use the Nadex platform tutorials. All kind of good information there for you, okay? So make sure to take advantage of that over at apexinvesting.com. All right, so get your free username and password there, get your free demo account. While you're at it, hop on over to facebook.com/apexinvesting. Like us and follow us on Facebook. We put a lot of good information out here. It's a good way to stay up to date on any new upcoming events, upcoming webinars, upcoming news events you need to be aware of that might affect your trading, new strategies, new systems. We post a lot of live trade, a lot of trades here from our trade room, and just a great place to follow us and stay up to date on some good information. Once you go there and you like us on Facebook, right here where it says liked, just go ahead and click that and a little drop down box will pop up, and make sure you select all posts. Okay, otherwise it won't notify you of all posts and you might miss out on an upcoming webinar or a new video that's been released on a new strategy or system. So make sure to put all posts there. That way you don't miss any notifications. So tonight we're going to talk about, if you've been in the world of binaries or you're brand new, you might see these acronyms here, OTM, ATM, ITM, and you might wonder, what is that? Well, what those stand for is out of the money, at the money, and in the money binaries, okay? And some of you may wonder, well, what is that? What does that mean? That's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about the different type of binaries that are out there. We're going to talk about some of the different expirations, some time decay, premium, and where you can get some more information about strategies, okay? Let's see here. Ben, you're asking about deviations. Yep, if you go here to access free tools, deviations, and it's just right there. Deviation levels, deviation level trailing stop systems, webinar. Go through that right there under free tools, deviations. You can go through there and you'll get all the information you need on what deviations are, how they work, and how you can get them absolutely free, plotted on a chart for you, okay? Just right there under that tab. So let's jump in here. Like I said, we're not going to be covering the basics of the binary tonight. If you need to catch up on that, just go to that section I showed you right there under the Start Elite Education, Nadex Binaries 101. That will fully get you caught up on everything you need to know there about the basics of binaries. But tonight we're going to jump into more what their different binaries are. All right, what do I mean by that? Well, let's pull up the Nadex platform, the demo platform here. All right, so right now it is 7:18 Eastern Time. By the way, any times you see listed on Nadex are Eastern Time. So right now, let's go to Forex binaries. Let's just pull up the euro dollar, okay? Well, we've got a bunch of different time frames listed here. So what does this mean? 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Well, first of all, that's Eastern time. Secondly, what that means is these binaries here opened up at 6 p.m. and they will expire out at 8 p.m. These set of binaries here opened up at 7 p.m. They'll expire at 9 p.m. These here go all the way till tonight at 3 a.m. These go till tomorrow at 7 a.m., tomorrow at 11 a.m., even out tomorrow till 3 p.m., then some tonight at 11 p.m. And you can click on any of these and you'll see there's a bunch of different binaries here all the way out till 3 a.m. tomorrow, okay? And each one of these different strike levels here is a different binary contract, 0960, 0940, 0920. Those are all different binary contracts. All right, that's at 3 a.m. Well, what about the ones that expire at 9 p.m.? Again, a bunch of different contracts here, okay? And these are a little closer, 0894, 0890. These are only 4 ticks wide. It's only 4 ticks different. What about the ones at 8 p.m.? A whole bunch of other binaries. So remember, like I said earlier, you may have an understanding of, okay, I know what a binary is, how it works. I even have a decent way to trade them, or I have a strategy or system, but which one do I choose? There's so many different ones, okay? And you might have a pretty decent strategy or system, but you might find that you're just picking the wrong binary, okay? And that's what we want to talk about tonight, is how to pick the right binary. Real quick here. Over here, see this indicative index, all right? This is basically where the market is right now. This is the Nadex indicative, all right? When a binary expires, either profitable or not profitable, it's all based on this indicative right here. If I was to buy this binary right here, what am I saying? I'm saying that, what is the statement? All a binary is a statement. It's as simple as that. The statement is the euro dollar will be greater than 1.0882 by 9 p.m. tonight. That's the statement. Is that statement, do you think that statement will be true? Yes, then you buy it here on the right-hand side. Yes, I think the euro dollar will be greater than 1.0882. Then you buy it. If you think, nope, I think that statement's false. I don't think the market will be above 0882. I think it'll be less than 0882. Then I'm going to sell it. It's as simple as that, okay? And at expiration, a binary is either worth 0 or 100. It's either yes or no, or you correct in the way you went. And what determines, well, is it above 0882 or not, is this Nadex indicative right here, okay? That's where the current market is. So now, let's take a look at something. Where is the market right now? Well, it's at 1.0882. And what does this say? The market would be above 1.0882. Well, I can buy it for 57 or I can sell it for 48. Kind of right around 50 bucks, right? If you average the two out, it's just a little bit over 50 bucks. Well, at expiration, if a binary at expiration is either worth 0 or 100, well, before expiration, like right now, for example, we don't know, do we? We don't know where it's going to be at 9 o'clock. We only know where it is right now. And right now, if the market's at 0882 and this binary strike price is 0882, it's kind of like 50-50, right? Will it end up above it? Will it end up below it? We don't know yet. It's kind of right on the fence, right in the middle, right? So why do you think that binary is priced right close to 50? Does that make sense? Because it's kind of 50-50. Now, granted, it's priced a little higher than 50 overall, but where's the market? 0882.7. It's almost at 0883, right? So when the strike price of a binary is right at where the market is, we know that that binary is going to be priced right around an average of 50 bucks because it's kind of 50-50, right? We don't know yet at expiration. Is it going to be above it or below it? Is it going to be worth 0 or worth 100? It's kind of right in the middle. Okay, now let me stop. Does that make sense to everybody in and of itself? that if the strike price is right around the current market price, it's going to be priced around 50 bucks. Does that make sense? Because we don't know yet. Now I want to show you, okay, makes sense? I want to show you something. I'm showing you binaries right here that expire at 9 p.m. tonight, like an hour and 40 minutes from now, okay? Let's go back and let's look at some that expire at 8 o'clock, like 40 minutes from now. Well, where's the market at? 1.0882, almost 883, right? So 1.0882, the closest binary to that is right here, 1.0884. Okay? Because see, the market right here is at 08829. So it's almost at 088, it's almost at 883, right? This strike is at 0884. It's almost there. See how it's getting close to about 50 bucks here on the buy side? See that? What about something that expires at 3 a.m. in the morning? Well, let's see here. This strike price is 0880. This one is 0900. See, these are a little bit wider. Well, look at this one. It's 0880. Where's the market? 0882. So that's the closest at the money, meaning at the market. That's the closest at the money or at the market binary, right? Where are we at? 49.58, close to around 50 bucks, right? What about something that expires tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m.? Well, here we go. Here's a strike. See, tomorrow afternoon, 0880. Market's at 0882. 48.54, close to 50 bucks. What about weekly? Today is Monday. These binary options expire on Friday afternoon. Not in an hour, not in 40 minutes, not tomorrow, but Friday. Well, market's at 0881. Closest strike is 0875. 48.54. See that? It's about 50 bucks. That's not just a Nadex thing. That's not just a binary thing. That's an option thing as well. That's how options work. If it's at the money there, okay, it's going to be around 50 bucks because at expiration, it can either be worth 0 or it can be worth 100. So what's right in the middle between 0 and 100? 50. So when the market's right at the strike price, it's going to be worth around 50 bucks. Doesn't matter if it's an hour to expiration, a day, or a week. Okay, does that make sense now, Benjamin? Because all a binary is saying, yes, the market will be above this. Well, if it expires above that, it'd be worth 100. If it expires below that, it'd be worth 0. But until expiration, when it's kind of right on that level, it's worth around 50 bucks because it's kind of just 50-50. Okay, so that's what you call an at the money binary. Okay, and that's why they're priced that way. I'm going to show you why all these other ones are priced the way they're priced, but we have to start in the middle. Okay, we have to start with the at the money, and you'll understand why here in a little bit. Okay, so sometimes you can even just simply look at and you should never be trading without a chart. You always need to be trading with a chart. But you always know just by looking at these close to 50 that that's close to where the market is. So that's what's called an at the money binary. They're priced approximately around 50 bucks. And so you need movement a little bit one direction or the other, okay, to make sure that it'll expire in the money. Okay, so that's an at the money binary. Basically, just from a probability sake, you know, whatever you're trading, if you're trading, whatever system you're trading, if you were to trade at the money binaries, to have a 50% win rate is about break even, right? Because you're risking about 50 to make 50. So obviously you need to have a higher than 50% win rate to be profitable. But you got to remember, with a binary, even just 1/10 of one tick means the difference of winning or losing. So if you're trading at the money binaries, you want to make sure that the market is moving your direction and going to move, move enough to get you over the hump there. Because if you're 50-50, kind of right on the fence, you want to make sure you're on the other side of that fence. Okay, so that's an at the money binary. It's right where the market is, priced approximately around 50 bucks. Okay. If you're interested in trading at the money binaries, what you can do is if you hop on over to, we're not going to spend time tonight on strategies and systems. We could be here for hours and hours. I just kind of want to show you the different type of binaries. I'm going to direct you to the places you can learn how to trade those type of binaries. So if you're looking at trading at the money binaries, you can go right here to Start, Delete Education, Binaries, Binary Systems, whoop, Binary Systems, Sharpshooter. The Sharpshooter system is one of our systems we use that is designed to work specifically with at the money binaries. So if you're looking for a trading system and you want to trade Nadex binaries with capped risk, good reward, you want to risk 50 to make 50, check out that system there, okay, if you don't have one already. All right, so that's at the money binaries. But what are all these others? Okay, hey, that makes sense, John. Thanks for clarifying that. That's cool and all. I get why these certain ones are priced around 50, but what are all these others? There's a lot to choose from. What are those? Okay, well, let's talk about those. Let's talk about out of the money. What OTM? What is an out of the money binary? How do they work? Okay, well, instead of just showing you PowerPoint here, let's pull it up. Okay, so right now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do something a little different. I know we've been doing this some, and you guys have told me y'all really liked it when I not just show you some nice little PowerPoint screenshots, but pull up a chart. Show me a chart. Make this real, and, you know, let me kind of show you an example here, a little more visually. So this is a euro-dollar chart, okay? And let's add current price to this. Okay, so let's take a look at this here. So what do we have here on the euro-dollar? Okay, let's take a look at this binary right here. The strike price is 0890. Okay, it's only priced at like 19 bucks. All right, when you're looking at binaries, something you can do is if you look at the buy side and the sell side and you average them out, like here, for example, we've got 10 on this side, we've got 18 on this side, so the average is about what? 14. Does that make sense? About 14. From strictly a probability standpoint, okay, this is not talking about strategies and systems, determining which direction the market's going, just from a price statistic probability standpoint. This binary option is priced as it has a 14% probability of expiring in the money. Does that make sense? These ones that were priced around 50, because remember they're right in the middle, have about a what? 50% probability of expiring in the money, right? Okay, so when you're looking at these binaries, well, why was this one priced at 50 approximately? Why are these down here priced at 10 and 18? Why are they so much cheaper? Okay, and I'm going to tell you right now, most new binary traders, here's one of the biggest mistakes they make, and here's one of the biggest, quickest, fastest ways they lose money and watch their account dwindle. It's because they don't understand binaries. And what they do is say, all right, well, if I click this binary and I say I want to buy it, I want to buy one, ooh, wait a minute, my max loss is $72. I'm risking $72. The most I can make is only $28. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That scares me, right? You've all been there. Show of hands. How many people have done that? Especially when you're brand new to binaries, you think, oh, risk 72 and only make 28. That binary scares me. Let me just click this one. And if I want to buy this one, oh, I only have to risk $18.50 and I could possibly make 81 bucks. Heck yeah, I like that. I like those odds, right? We all like those odds, don't we? And you just go with that one because it feels good. Emotionally, it feels good. You feel like, you know, I've only got a couple $100 in my account. I can risk $18. If I lose $18, it's not going to hurt me. It's not going to freak me out, right? So I just want to go with that one because I like this low risk and this high possible return. If I lose 18 bucks, you know, obviously not what I wanted to do, but it's not gonna break me. But if I went down here and I bought this one, ooh, and I risked 85 and I lost it, man, that'd be like a third of my account. I don't want to do that. So I just want to take that one. Okay. Show of hands, how many people have done that? Yep. Guilty, guilty. Yep, exactly. Okay. Let's take a look at something. Back to the at the money binaries. See this one here again? We're close to 50 bucks, right? What are we saying right here? That the market will be above 0878, right? Everybody get that? Well, let's play with that for a minute. 0878. I'm gonna expand this chart. Okay. So I'm gonna draw it on here. Right now it's at 0879. So what we're basically saying is 0878 is like right here. Right? I should move that. Hold on. 0878 is, let's say, right there. Everybody that makes sense? So if we buy this binary right here for 59 bucks, all we're saying is that it's above 087. It's going to expire above 0878. Well, the market's already just slightly over that right now. So all we need to do is to make sure the market stays above 0878, and that will win, right? Like, we don't need huge moves. We don't need massive moves. We just need it to stay just barely above 0878, right? Now, and we're paying $59 for it. Yeah, but I just want to risk 18 bucks. Okay, what are you saying there? Where's this strike at? 0890. So if you buy this, yeah, you're only risking 18 bucks. But remember, we talked about if you average these two out, what's the middle number? About 15 right now. So it's only a 15% chance of it expiring in the money. Well, why? Well, and why is it so much cheaper? Well, because you're saying it has to expire above 0890. Where is 0890? Up here. Okay? So what does the market have to do? Yes, you got in a little cheaper. Yes, you had a lower risk. Yes, you have a higher potential reward. But what does the market have to do? Does it just have to barely stay a tick above this level? Or what does it have to do? It's got to move. And it's got to move one direction. It's got to move up. And it's got to move up there in time before the 9 o'clock expiration. And it's got to move far enough in time. Does that make sense? Why it's priced lower? Because it's a lower probability, as of right now, that the market will get up there. But see, especially newbies, don't quite understand that. They're not looking at, hey, what actually has to happen for this binary to expire profitable? You're not thinking that way. You're thinking, I just want to risk 18 bucks. It's a mental thing. It's a psychological thing. Okay? So, does everybody understand why that is priced lower? And when you're using an out of the money, one of those lower risk binaries, the market can't just kind of sit here and go up just a little bit to make sure it expires above. It has to move. So when you're trading, whatever trading system or strategy you're using, okay, let me rephrase that. Does everybody, I'm not telling you, hey, these are no good. I'm not telling you, hey, don't ever buy an $18 or $20 one. Don't ever sell a $80 one. I'm not saying don't use out of the money binaries. We use them all the time. What I'm telling you is there's only one time you normally want to use those. And what time do you think, what type of market condition do you think you want to use an out of the money binary in? If you're buying an out of the money binary way up here, or you're selling an out of the money binary down here, do you want to do that when the market is flat? Or do you want to do that when the market is moving? No, you don't want to do it when the market's flat. You want to do it when the market's moving, right? Because when you're getting out of the money binary, you need the market to be moving up. You need high volatility. You need movement. Yeah, exactly, John. Yeah, you need movement. And a lot of times with these out of the money binaries, you need a decent movement. Okay? Does that make sense? When you're buying one of those lower priced binaries, that means the market has to move. Now, what if the market does move, but it moves this way, moves down? Nope, doesn't work, right? With out of the money binaries, like if you were to buy, the market has to move up, and has to move up in time before your expiration. Okay, does that make sense? Now, let's look at one other thing here. Okay, we looked at this binary right here. We can buy it for about 17 bucks, right? Ooh, this one is only 10 bucks. Oh, look, this one's only 8 bucks. I can go in and buy this one. I can throw 8 bucks out there on the table, and if I win 92 bucks. Ooh, I like that. What is this strike? 0902. Where is 0902? It's so far up here, I have to squeeze my chart down to get it. Way up here. So notice, the further away the strikes get, the cheaper they are. And therefore, the lower price they are, and therefore, the lower probability they are. And that's way above. Yeah, Paul talks about, finding good reasons like support or resistance, for those to happen, or whatever strategy or system you're using is looking like it's coming off a high or a low or a support or resistance, and the market's turning around. You're expecting a decent sized move, or maybe there's some news events coming out and you're expecting a decent move. That's the only reason to look at trading those out of the money binaries, is when you're expecting a move. Okay, so notice the further and further away they get, the lower price they are. But I can guarantee you, for some of you newbies, and I say this because I did it too, when I'm first learning some strategy or system, or I'm new to trading, I may not fully understand market movement or understand binaries. And some of these higher priced ones scare me, so I just want to go with the cheap ones. And then I wonder, how am I not winning? How are they not expiring in the money? I mean, the market moved. How many times have you had that happen? I'm new to trading, and it said the market was going up, and the market did go up. It went up like 7 or 8 ticks. Yeah, it went up 7 or 8 ticks, but I still lost. Why did you lose? Well, because you were right. Your strategy was right, or should I say your system was right. Hey, the market's going up, and say the market did go up. But it didn't go up far enough to that binary you bought, because you bought one way up here, right? Yeah, Michael says, yeah, I lost money doing that. I did too when I first started. A lot of traders did too. Like I said, that's one of the biggest mistakes that brand new binary traders make, is going with those lower priced, out of the money binaries without having a good reason to do it. okay? Or I'll see traders come in and do this. Well, what if the market just moves both ways? I mean, I'll just buy a cheap one and just sell a cheap one randomly, and whatever way it goes, I'll win. Well, there is actually a strategy of how to do that, and I'll show you where you can find it. But you only want to do that when the market is moving, and there's a chance of it hitting one of those levels. If you just randomly every hour go in and buy a cheap one, sell a cheap one, saying, well, you know, every hour I'm just going to buy one up here and just sell one down here, and the market is going to hit one of them. Oh, really? How do you know that? If the market's not volatile, if there's not high volume, there's not movement in the market, what if the market stays right in between the two of them every time? Boom, you lose 20 bucks on the one you bought here, lose 20, you just lose money, lose, lose, lose. You have to do it with a reason in mind, okay? So, does everybody understand why those are priced lower than, okay, let's back up. Everybody understands why a binary is priced at 50, right? Because it's right where the market is. But does everybody also understand when there's a strike way up here, that's why it's priced so low, because the market has to move, okay? How many people have been guilty of not understanding that and just randomly buying a cheap one? I'm raising my hand. Yes to all. Ben, yeah. Michael, yeah. We've all done it, right? Okay. So now, the examples I just showed you, and if you don't catch this part, make sure to go back and watch the basics of binaries. I just want to clarify something. Let me clear this chart real quick. What am I looking for? Drawing tools, remove option. Okay. If I were to, the examples I showed you there were for buying a binary. When we buy a cheap binary down here, that's buying an out-of-the-money binary. But if you come down here, when you can sell a binary for $81, okay, because buying is the opposite way. If I'm going to sell it, my risk is the difference of where I sell compared to $100, which is only $18, right? So when you're selling an out-of-the-money binary, it's the same thing. These very low-risk binaries, like this one right here, I'm only risking 18 bucks. But what am I saying? I'm saying, what does this binary statement say? The euro dollar will expire above 0874. If I sell, what am I saying? That statement is false. I'm saying I think the market will expire below 0874. Okay. Where is 0874? Down here. So what am I saying? I'm saying that the market has to move down from where it currently is. It has to go down. Yeah, Paul, about 18%. I'm saying it's got to go down. So again, whether I'm buying up here or selling down here, buying up here for a $20 risk or selling down here for a $20 risk, doesn't matter. It's the same thing. When I'm either buying or selling out of the money, I'm giving myself one option. The market has to move down, has to move all the way down and past, and has to move down all the way and past by 9 o'clock. So I'm putting there's got to be several keys to look at there to trade out of the money binaries profitably. Does that make sense? And again, if you're just randomly throwing it out there or hoping the market's going to move, but you don't have a reason why, you don't have a chart, you don't have indicators, you don't have a strategy or system, you're just randomly throwing, you know, hey, I can take a lot of losses if I'm risking $8 and 13 bucks. I can throw a few out there. Run the numbers. It doesn't work. The numbers don't work. Well, hey, it's not a big deal if I'm only losing 12 bucks. Really? What's the probability here? Paul, you just said something about it. Right here between these two. About 7, what's the middle number? About 7, 8 bucks? So what does that mean? This binary has a 7% chance of winning, right? So that means I'm going to lose how many times? Times $10. And how many times did I win? The numbers don't work. Okay, it's not profitable just to randomly trade them without a reason behind it. You have to have a strategy or system. You have to have a reason behind it, showing you the market's moving, showing you what direction is moving, and showing you there's some momentum behind it, whether you're using support, resistance, volume, deviation, whatever it is. Okay, everybody that makes sense? Otherwise, if you just randomly throw these out there, you've heard me say this before, if you're just randomly throwing these out there without a system and strategy behind it, you're not trading binaries. You're not trading at all. You're simply just having fun, a little hobby, wasting money. You're gambling. Like you hear me say it all the time. If you're just going to throw it out there as a gamble and not as a system, go to Vegas. Just go have fun in Vegas. It's a lot more fun. You get free drinks while you're doing it too. I mean, come on. You're just gambling. You're not trading. Okay? Does that make sense? Yeah, Paul, I'm sure there are. Sure there are. Yep. Okay, so any questions in general about what we just covered there about out of the money binaries? Again, to trade those, you must expect movement. You must have enough time before expiration to let it move. And you don't ever want to trade those in just flat markets. You want to trade out of the money binaries when you're expecting a move, because one of the other reasons you want to make sure you have plenty of time and movement is what's called time decay. Because what's going to happen? Let's say that you bought a binary at $46. Say you bought it at $46, saying it's going to be above here. Well, the market doesn't get above there. Little time goes by, getting closer to expiration. Still not going above there. Suddenly your price is going down, right? Over here it's 46, now it's 36. You're getting even closer to expiration. The probability is going lower and lower because the market's not moving. Now it's only worth 22. Your price, your value is going down, and it's going to go down to zero if you don't get that movement. Okay? Does that make sense? All right, let me just check on any questions here before we move on. Let's see here. Ben, you said closer to the strike price, question mark. I might have missed the first part of your question on that. Ben, are you just simply saying, hey, so it's better to trade closer to the strike? Is that what you're asking? Well, it does, again, depend on what strategy or system you're using. You know, another thing that to take into consideration is whatever strategy or system you're using, you know, are you using tick-based bars? Like, for example, these bars I showed you here. See, these are 6 ticks. This is not 1 minute or 5 minutes or 10 minutes. This is the market has to move down. You know, each one of these bars is 6 ticks. It doesn't take time into consideration. Some people trade with 1 minute bars, 5 minute bars, 10 minute bars. The bigger the time frame of the bar, like some people are like, oh, I use hourly bars. Well, the market, you know, then you're trading on a little bit longer time frame if you're using an hourly bar, you know, and indicators to give you direction. So if you're trading on hourly bars, you're looking for longer term moves. Do you want to be trading something that expires here in the next 7 minutes? Do you want to really even be trading something that expires in an hour and 7 minutes? Or do you need to maybe be looking at a little bit longer term, like something that expires at 11 p.m. tonight, or maybe 3 a.m. overnight? Okay, you know, because again, you want to make sure to give yourself time for that move to happen. Okay. Let's see here. I'm just going through some questions here. Okay, couple quick things. This is going to answer 2 or 3 of your questions here. If you hop over to the Apex website, okay. A second ago, I showed you where to look at some strategies and systems if you're, trading at the money binaries. If you're interested in trading these out of the money binaries, go right here to Nadex binaries, go to trading systems, okay? And then right here, binary strangle, okay? Let's see here, Abhishek, this system right here, binary strangle, addresses that. Strangle is when we're buying and selling out of the money binaries at the same time, expecting big moves. That course right there will show you how to do that, and we'll show you how you can trade some out of the money binaries. This system right here, 5-minute binary, will show you how you can use some out of the money binaries to trade 5 and even maybe some 20-minute binaries. Okay. And Danton, yep, all these systems here show you how to do that with the alerts like you're talking about. Some different ones, different alerts, different indicators. Justin, if you were to sell the $80 before, what would be the net gain and loss if it settles in the money or out of the money? Well, if we were to, all you got to do is just pop that up like right here. Let's just say we were to sell this one right here. Right now we can sell it for 76. Well, if it expired in the money and we were right, which means we're saying the market will be below 0870. Well, we're only risking 23.50 and we would make 76.50 if we were correct. If we were wrong, then our max loss is just $23. Because when you sell, your risk is the difference of where you sell at compared to $100. When you buy, your risk is the amount you buy for. Okay. Let's see here. And yeah, you could do that. If you do go out of the money, you could get a little close. Yeah, Ben, you could do a little closer to the strike. So if you're like, hey, I'm expecting a decent, if you look at this and say, okay, here's this strike, 0874. The market right now is at 0875. So what is that binary? What do we call that? When the market and the strike price are about the same. We call that at the money, right? And Ben says, okay, well, if I do want to trade out of the money binaries, my strategy or system is telling me there's a move coming. Yeah, you don't have to go down here and do the $8.50 or the $15 one. You could do this 26 one or 42, where it's still out of the money, so it still needs some movement, but not quite as much movement. Is that what you're saying, Ben? Like, hey, what if I get like the first or second out of the money, not one of these? Sure, the closer to the strike you are, the higher the probability is going to be. Again, it still has to make the move. But in this example here, this strike is what? 0878, okay? So, it's priced below 50, but it's a much closer strike, right? As opposed to buying one that's like way up here. Yes, the closer the strike, the higher the probability, yeah. Rick, can you hedge an at-the-money binary with an at-the-money spread? You really can't, Rick. And the reason why I say that, well, I'm not telling you that there's never a time that would actually work. But most of the time it's not. That's only going to work for you when there's huge moves in the market, Rick. And here's why. Let's say you bought an at-the-money binary right here. Okay. Or, well, maybe I misunderstand your question. Are you using the binary as the hedge or the spread as the hedge? Meaning, is the at-the-money binary your main trade? Meaning, are you going, are you directionally trading saying, okay, I think the market's going up, so I'm going to buy a binary because I think the market's going up. But in case it doesn't, I'm going to sell a spread as my hedge. Or you go in directionally with the spread, meaning, hey, I think the market's going up, so I'm going to buy a spread, but I'm going to sell a binary to hedge it. Like, which one is your main trade there compared to which one is your hedge? Does that question make sense, Rick? You said, can you hedge an at-the-money binary with an at-the-money spread? Here's why you wouldn't want to do it the way you phrased it, Rick. If I buy a binary right here for 50 bucks, saying the market's going to go up, at the same time, I sell a Nadex spread for the market to go down. What happens when the market expires right here? 2 ticks below. So I bought a binary here at 0877, thinking the market was going up, but it didn't. It went down. 2 ticks, 2 points, 2 ticks, 2 pips, and it expired out of the money, therefore expired being worth 0. Okay? So how much did I lose on that binary? I bought it for 50. The market went 2 ticks against me the other way. So it expired worth 0. Right, Rick? You follow? So the market went down 2 ticks. I lost 50 bucks. Well, what do you make on a spread? You make $1 a pip. So you only made 2 bucks on your spread. Does that make sense? Could that work if the market went, 50 ticks against you? Well, then you'd be even. But yeah, we don't really do that necessarily. The way you'd want to do that is more, being directionally trading with Nadex spreads, and you buy an at the money spread, saying the market's going up, and you sell a spread that's at the ceiling to go down. Let me show you here. Go to the Apex website. Okay, Rick, go right here to Nadex spreads. Right here, spread trading systems. Right here, the ultimate hedge strategy. Okay, that goes through and shows you how you can use Nadex spreads to hedge futures and Forex positions, or how to use the big at-the-money daily spread, but then hedge it with the shorter term at the ceiling or floor spreads. It's an amazing strategy. It's one of our favorite ways to trade. So if you're looking for hedging, right there, Ultimate Hedge Strategy will show you how to do that. You're much better off hedging spreads with spreads as opposed to binaries with spreads. There's some ways to do it, but this is the best way right here. As far as your overall best performance with hedging is going to be with that strategy right there. Okay. Ronald, how important is volume in overall trading? I think volume is very important in overall trading, especially if you're going to be looking to trade out of the money binaries, because if you do want to do an out of the money binary and buy something that's up here, your strategy or system may be saying, yes, the market's going up, but is it going all the way up there? Is it going to be going up that far before expiration? But if your strategy or system is telling you the market's going up and you've got some volume, some exceeding volume starting to happen, some growing volume, that might be a better indication for you that the market is moving and it is going to move up a little further, or it is going to move up quicker with volume. Okay. All right. So we've covered at the money binaries. We've talked about out of the money binaries. Let's talk, and I showed you where you can get some information on the Apex website there of some different strategies and systems to use for out of the money. So there's one more left here. It's called in the money binaries. Honestly, this is going to be the easiest one to explain to you because you probably already even know the answer. You know what it is already. Let's take a look. We know why a binary is priced around 50, because it's 50-50. We know why these are priced real cheap. Okay. What if Let's delete here. Okay. Where's the market at right now? 0877. If I buy a binary down here, when I buy a binary, what am I saying? I'm saying that the market will expire above this level, correct? When I buy a binary, I'm saying it will expire above this level. The market's already above that level right now, isn't it? It's already a true statement, right? If I buy a binary right here, and the market and this binary expires at 9 p.m. And between now and 9 p.m., the market just sits flat right where it is. It just up a tick, down a tick. It just sits here. Will I win this binary? Will that expire profitable? If I buy it here, the market just sits about where it is until 9 o'clock and expires. Is that binary profitable? Okay, let me rephrase it. We're getting a couple different answers here. When you buy a binary, what are you saying? If I bought a binary right here at 0870, I buy a binary right here. What am I saying when I buy? I'm saying the market will expire above that level, right? All I'm saying is the market will expire above this level. The market's already above that level. Right? So if the market just sits right where it is here, and then the binary expires, it will be profitable. I will win, right? Some people are saying, well, the market has to go up if you buy. No, the market has to expire above the binary that I bought. So if I buy down here, saying the market will expire above here, it's already above here. Yes. Yes, Paul. So you thought the arrow was a strike? Yes, this arrow is the strike. 0870. If I bought this strike 0870, if I buy it, I'm saying the market's going to expire above it. The market's already above it. So if the market just sits here where it is until 9 p.m. and it expires, I'll expire profitable. Right? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at an actual, let's see here. Is it possible? No. Well, look right here. Look at this 0870. See? 0870. I can buy it right now for about 78 bucks. So what is a binary? It's a statement. The euro dollar will expire above 0870. That's it. So if I buy it right here, I'm saying the market will expire above 0870. So if the market sits right where it is here at 0875 and then expires, I win, right? Okay. What if the market keeps going up and it expires up here somewhere? Do I win or lose? Okay. What if the market comes down and expires right here at 0871? Still win. Okay. Does everybody get that? Yeah, Paul, yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter whether the market moves 1 tick, 10 tick, 20. No, I bought this strike. My payout, if I win, is the same. Whether it expires here, 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 doesn't matter. If I buy this binary right here, as long as the market expires above it, I win. That's called an in the money binary, meaning the statement's already true. Yeah, pays the same no matter how far above the strike it expires at. So yes, so we know why binaries are priced at 50. Why are some of these priced at 69, 85, 96? Because the statement's already true. Look at this one. I could buy it for, the strike price is what? 0874. What am I saying? The market will expire above 0874. Where's the market now? It's at 0878. The statement's already true. So what does that mean? That means there's technically, without looking at direction of market and all that, just from a probability standpoint, it has a higher probability of expiring in the money. Correct? Let's put it on a chart. Let's make a visual out of it here. Some of you have this, some of you don't quite have it. All right. If I say the market's going to expire above here, someone else says the market's going to expire above here. Which one has the higher probability? Well, it's a pretty high probability that the market's going to expire above here because the market's already above here. This has a much lower probability because the market's got to move way up there. So, does it make sense why this one's priced at $20 and why this one's priced at $80? Because at expiration, a binary is either worth two things, either 0 or 100. So the closer to expiration, or the more the market moves, or the higher the probability, it's going to be priced closer to what? 100, not priced closer to 0. Does that make sense? Right, exactly. Okay, so now that we understand that, and again, for some of you that's very elementary, but for some of you you're like, oh. So now when you see that there's all these different binary strikes, does that make sense why they're priced differently? Based on probability, based on where's the market, based on probability of expiring profitably. So for some of you newbies, does that help you understand, oh, that's why there's different ones. And that's why the different ones are priced that way. And that's why this one up here, this little $10 or this little $20 one, that's why it's priced so cheap. Because it's way up here. For some of you, does that also help you realize, oh, maybe I do have a decent system, but maybe what I've been doing wrong this whole time was just simply choosing the wrong binary. I was choosing one that was too far away. I was choosing one that had such a low probability. Yes, I was right, and the market did go up. My strategy, my charts, my indicators I used said the market was going up. It did go up. It just didn't go up quite that far. Maybe I need to stop getting those ones that are so far away, and maybe I need to get closer ones, or maybe I need to get further in the money ones, whatever it may be. But does that help clarify a little bit for you how you might have been doing the wrong thing? Ben says, the profit will be what you paid to buy the option plus the profit. Yes, at expiration, your payout is either 0 or 100. So let's say, Benjamin, let's say I bought this binary right here. I'm going to put up, my risk is $63 to buy it. So what I'm going to put up in margin, what they're going to hold out of my account, is $63. When this trade expires, I'll either get paid out 0, which means I was wrong, it expired wrong, and I lose the 63. Or I'm going to get paid out $100, which is the 63 that I put up plus the 37 in profit. That makes sense. At expiration, you can exit early, but at expiration, you're going to get either 0 or 100. So yes, it would be getting the money back that you put up plus the profit. Okay. So I think that helps everybody. Now, I want to put one, now that you've wrapped your head around that, I want you to wrap your head around one final key thing here. And this will, once you get this part, it will make sense to you why I went through some of all this. But just real quick before I go and move on to this last thing, is there any questions as far as what we're talking about here? Are there any final questions or clarifications on in the money, at the money, and out of the money, understanding that there's multiple strikes and why they're priced differently? Any quick questions on that? All right, let me see here. I'm just going through questions. I'm going through any questions to make sure I'm caught up on questions here. Let me look. All right, let's see here. Benjamin, can you place this trade a few minutes from expiring time? Absolutely, you can. Yep. And there are some different strategies for that called expiration premium collection, meaning you, you know, let's just say, and I'll show you where you can get some more info on it, but basically, let's say you only got 10 or 15 minutes till expiration. Your strategy or system is telling you market's going up, and you buy one for 75 bucks. That's already in the money. So as long as the market stays up or keeps going up or even comes down against you a little but not all the way, boom. You're just riding out that time to get that premium. You're just riding it out for 15 minutes to get that $75 to expire at 100 bucks, basically. Okay. Let's see here. Exactly, Paul. I've been there too. It's like, wait a minute. Was that greater than or less than? Yep, they're all greater than. Yep. Dan, wouldn't it be better? Wouldn't it be better to buy or sell binaries on a daily or weekly expiration so you have plenty of time for a trade to go in your direction? Danton, I don't want to just tell you no, because some people do it. It kind of goes back to what I said earlier, is it depends on what type of system you're using, because let's just look at something here. Let's say that I had a, say I was trading off daily bars or hourly bars. Well, if I'm using the bigger bars like that, okay, it might take the market a little longer to make a turn when my indicators say it's turning. Therefore, I might want a further out expiration. So yes, you want to make sure to give the market time to move your direction, but you also have to realize how much markets can move in 3 days. It can come up and come down. It can go all over the place. You know what I mean? Also, if you're using a shorter term strategy or system, when you can take advantage of hourly binaries and 2-hour binaries, you do give yourself a lot more opportunities to trade, during the day and during the week and each night and day, as opposed to just using one expiration at the end of the week. So I'm not saying no. It's just it depends on your strategy or system. If you're using like 5-minute bars, like where's the market going right now, you're not going to get a good understanding of what the chart's telling you in 5-minute time frames where it's going to be in 4 days. But if you're using daily bars or hourly bars, maybe you do. Just depends on your strategy or system there. Okay. Yep, Ariel says, I bought a binary with only 3 minutes left to expiration, and I was in the money the whole time, and by the time it expired, I lost money. I lost what I thought was going to be a sure winner. How's that possible? Well, it's possible because depending on which one you bought, I mean, the market can move. The market moves up and down. And you might be in the money a couple ticks, but it doesn't, I mean, look, we're watching it right here. Up a tick, down a tick here. And with a binary, it only takes 1/10 of a tick to be wrong. So what you're buying with a binary is you're saying the market will be above 1.0882. If it expires at 0.8819, it wasn't above, right? So let's see here. No, if you bought into one, you'd have to get out of it to get into another. You can't change your selection. Okay. All right, Vita, I'll cover that here in just a second. Okay. I want you to wrap your head around something here. Okay. Let's see here. Couple things. Let's just clear this. This is going to answer, some of you are asking a couple questions. This part here is going to answer several of your questions, and then I'll try to answer any that I haven't gotten to yet. Okay, I think the market's going up. I want to buy a binary on the euro dollar. Ooh, right here. I can buy this one for 30 bucks. I can risk 30 bucks. If I buy it for 30 bucks, that's all I'm going to lose is 30 bucks. I like that. Okay. What is the probability, just in numbers, what is the probability of this expiring in the money? About 27% probability, right? Everybody follow? Because it's what? It's out of the money, right? Okay, actually, let's move on. Let me refresh this. Let's go to 10 o'clock. It's going to give you a better example here. Hold on to your questions for just a moment. Really pay attention to this. If you get this part, it's going to open up your eyes to a whole new world and way to trade. Okay? Right here. All right. I can buy this one for 25 bucks right now. I'm only risking 25 bucks. I like that risk, right? We all like that risk. I can handle $25. You know, I don't want to lose it, but I can handle it, right? What is the probability of this trade winning? About 20%. Everybody follow me. Where's the strike? 0.889. Okay? Let's draw it on the chart. 0.889. So if I buy that, I'm saying the market has to expire above there, right? Okay. Or what else could I do? I could say, okay, I want to buy this one. Let's say I want to buy this one. Okay, for about 70 bucks. Well, what is this strike I'm buying? 0.877. Where is it? All right here. Okay. I like this one better because, well, look, now I can buy it for 75. What is the probability of this one winning? About 70%. So let's just break this down for a minute. If you're going to trade, do you want to trade something? I'm not talking about risk, I'm not talking about reward, I'm not talking about money. I'm just in general, probabilities. We'll start with one thing. If you want to trade something, do you want to take a trade that has a 20% probability or a 70% probability? It's an easy answer, but answer me back. Do you want to trade 20% or 70%? Obviously, we all want the 70% probability, right? That's a given. We all know that. Okay. But the 70% probability trade, what do we not like about it? It's right here. What do we not like about that trade? We don't like this max loss of $75, right? We don't like that. We don't want to risk 75 to only make 25. We don't want to risk 75 in general. We're not real happy with a 20% probability trade. But what do we like about this trade? That our risk is only how much? 24 bucks. We also do like that we can make a lot more, but what's the main thing here that we like about this trade? And the main reason we want to go with this one over another one, because we like $24, right? We like the low max loss. So how can we combine the two? How can we get a higher probability trade, but with lower risk? Okay, well, let's back up for a minute. A couple of y'all are asking this other question. All right, I'm on my demo account here. I'm going to buy this one right here. Okay, I'm going to buy this. I place my order. Boom. Okay, it's right here. There's my order. Open positions. I bought this contract. See it? +1 means I bought it. -1 would be if I sold it. So I bought this contract. I bought it for $69.25. Okay. See right here, 0881, which is this strike right here. So I bought it for $69.25. What can I sell it for right now? This is the buy side on Nadex. This is the sell side. So if I buy something, okay, at expiration, binaries are worth 0 or 100. But I can exit early. I can get out of a binary early. If I buy a binary and it's going against me and I'm losing money, I can get out of it early. I don't have to take a full loss. If I buy a binary and it's going in my favor and the value is going up, I can get out of it early for profit. I'm not going to get the full $100 payout, but I can get some profit. I can close a trade early. That is one of the differences between Nadex and a lot of these other binary brokers or exchanges out there, is they won't let you get out early. You can get out early with Nadex. So I bought it for $69.25. 0881 is the contract I bought. What can I sell it for right now? $67.25, which is the same price as right here. Well, 69, 69, okay? This current market price you see right here is this price right here that changes, okay? So I bought it for this. I can sell it for this. The difference is this, which is my profit or loss. That makes sense? Here's what I bought it for. Here's what I can sell it for. This is the difference, either my profit or loss. So if I bought a binary and I want to get out of it early, okay, if I bought a binary, I can hold it till expiration, or I can get out of it early. Well, if I buy a binary, what do you think I got to do to get out of it early? If I bought something and I want to get out of it early, I got to do what? Sell it, right? So if I sold a binary, what do I got to do to get out of it early? Just buy it back. So I bought this binary. I want to get out of it early. What do I got to do? Well, it's here in my open positions. I've executed this trade. It's open. All I got to do is click this right there, and what happens? A ticket pops up automatically, already marked sell. Why do you think it's already marked sell? Well, because I've already bought it. If I'm clicking this, it's because I want to get out of it. So Nadex automatically opens the ticket. It's marked sell. I hit place order. Whoop, where'd it go? it's gone. I bought it, I sold out of it, I got my money back minus profit or loss. Okay, everybody see that? A couple of you are asking. Vita, you asked, if I sold a 5-minute binary, how do I get out? That's how you do it. If you bought something, or let's just sell this one. If I sold this one, okay, I sold it, it's there. See, it says -1. So I sold it. Okay, well, all right. So I sell something, it's going in my favor, and I'm up $10, $20 on the trade, profit. Maybe I can't sit here. Maybe the market's going to go against me. Maybe I just need to go. I just want to close it early and take my $20 profit. I don't want to hold it till expiration and get everything. I just want to get out early. Or let's say I sell it and it's going against me and I'm losing $9 and I'm losing $20 and I'm losing $25. I don't want to hold it and take full risk. I just want to get out of it now, limit my loss, and move on. I'm out. I'm done. Does everybody see that? You can get out early. Okay? And that's a very key thing to understand. So, we're going to do, now that you get that, we're going to start fresh here. Okay? That's good till you close it. Okay? All right. So, back to over here, 10 p.m. I want to make a binary trade. I like this trade right here because I only risk 29 bucks. Okay? But what is the strike I'm buying? 0893. So I like it because I'm only risking 29, but I'm buying 0893, which is where? Up here. Okay? What's another option? I can buy this one right here for 76. It's down at 0881. Okay, so what did we say before? We like this one because we're only risking 29 bucks. But we don't like this one because it's a low probability. We love this one because it's what? Down here at 0881. Why do we love that one? Because it's already in the money. Higher probability. For this one to win up here, what has to happen? What has to happen? One, the market has to go up. The market has to move. The market has to move up. And the market has to move up in time. For this one to win, the market can move up. It still wins, right? The market can stay flat where it is. This one still wins, right? The market can even come down to right here and expire, and it still wins. Out of the money binaries, the market can only go one direction. In the money binaries, the market can go up, can stay flat, or can even come down, but as long as it doesn't come down to your strike, you still win. So you have a lot more options with the in the money. But you had to put up 75 bucks, right? Everybody with me? What did you risk up here? You remember? $29, right? Okay. So we like the probability of this one down here because it's already in the money. The market can go up, stay flat, or move down. So what if we did this? What if we said, okay, I'm going to trade these higher probability in the money binaries. I'm going to put up $75 to do it. The market can go up, the market can stay flat, or the market can come down as long as it doesn't come to my strike. But what happens if before expiration, I don't mean at expiration, but between now and 10 p.m., what happens if the market comes down and hits my strike? What do we know that if my strike price is 0881 and the market comes down to 0881, okay, what do we know that binary is going to be priced at approximately? We looked at it. We looked at it an hour out, we looked at it a day out, and we looked at it a week out. When the market and a strike are about the same price, that becomes an at-the-money binary worth around $50. So, if I bought a binary below the market for $75, and if I was wrong and the market came down all the way down to that strike, what could I immediately sell it for approximately? Because we know when the market price hits the strike price, it's worth around $50. So I bought it for 75. It comes down to my strike. I get out of it for 50. What did I lose approximately? I lost $25. What was my risk on this cheap one way out here? $29. So if I follow that rule that I want to buy in the money binaries where the market's already above, and I want to buy it for about $75 because that gives me what? About a 70% probability, right? It gives me a high probability trade. The market can go up, the market can stay flat, the market can come down. But if I do those higher probability ones that give me more option, but I exit if the market hits my strike, how much did I lose? About $25. About the same risk that I put on up here. Did that click for everyone? Did that click for all you people that say, oh yeah, I'll get this one because I only want to risk 25. But I really like the probability of these down here, but I don't like the risk. Yes, it's the same risk of about 25, $30, but you're taking advantage of the higher probability strikes. And you're not making the market have to go one direction way up here. You're buying down here where you're giving the market room. Does that make sense? Now do you understand why I spent so much time trying to show you that even 3 days out, if the strike is close to the market, it's about $50. Or a day out, tomorrow afternoon, if the strike is close to the market, it's about $50. That's why it's so important to understand what is an at-the-money binary. And what is an at-the-money binary approximately worth? About $50. So if you use that as your stop loss, okay, when you're trading these in the money binaries, you can take advantage of the higher probability of the binaries because they're already in the money, but still only risk about the same you would risk on these very low probability ones. Okay? Does that kind of set off some light bulbs and like, oh, okay, I see that. So that's kind of how you can combine the probability and the risk. So if I buy something for 75, if I buy a binary for 75, and I hold it till expiration, what can I make if I win? If I buy for 75, the most it can be worth is 100, so I make 25. All right, cool. Buy for 75, I can make 25. If I buy for 75, but I exit, if it gets down to 50, what did I lose? 25. So, what did you just create there? Well, you created what's called a one-to-one. Yep, Justin, you just said it. You created what's called a one-to-one risk-reward ratio. Do we want to go in? Do you want to go in and risk $93 to make $6? Does that sound like a good risk-reward ratio? No. Do you want to risk $40 to make $10? No, that's not a good ratio, right? But if you're risking 25 to make 25, that's a one-to-one risk-reward ratio. So if you win only 50% of the time, you're break even. If you have a strategy or system that wins 60 or 70 or 80 or 90% of the time, you're up. So what you did was you created a one-to-one risk-reward ratio, but you're not using an at-the-money binary that only has a 50% probability. You have a one-to-one ratio, but you're using a 70% probability. And that's just looking at the numbers. Does that make sense? You got a one-to-one ratio, 50-50 ratio, one-to-one ratio, using a 70% probability. And then when you add to that, not just ratios, not just probabilities, then when you add to that an actual strategy or system with charts and indicators to make it an even more of a probability for you, that's what you're looking for with trading binaries. Okay? Does that kind of help piece together a little bit of this? Of how choosing the right, because I know some of y'all earlier in the webinar were like, oh, you're not going to be showing me charts and indicators, just tell me where to buy. Man, you're going to do a webinar on why there's different binaries. Hey, pretty darn important, isn't it? Now that you've sat through it, doesn't matter how great of a system you have if you're choosing the wrong one. So this was extremely important to make sure you understand why there's so many of them, why they're priced differently, how you can take advantage of higher probability ones, but limit your risk. Okay, so that last section we talked about there was called ITM, in the money binaries. Some of you are saying, okay, what are some different ways I can trade in the money binaries? Well, back to the same thing here, real easy. Education, binaries, systems, right here. This one is called Binary Hunter. That one we use in the money binaries for. Or right here, this one called Binary Butterfly. Either one of those two. Okay, so check those out. Let me check out some questions here. Can you hedge a weekly binary with a daily binary? We don't really, yeah, Rick, we don't really do binary hedges. We don't really hedge binaries with binaries. I mean, you also have to keep in mind, I mean, if you buy a weekly binary, are you going to hedge it off every day with selling one and lose every day? Or lose part of the day? I mean, it just doesn't really work, you know, when you're having to hedge a 1 week position with different daily ones like that with the binaries. Okay, again, for hedging, we really recommend Nadex spreads, systems, ultimate hedge. Okay. Let's see here. No, Rick, but trust me. I mean, if you come up with something, let us know. But trust me, we've looked at those hedges every which way. Trust me, we've tested everything for years now, trying to hedge this with this and that. I mean, there are some pretty complicated ways to hedge binaries and spreads together, but you're talking like getting into 3 or 4 different spreads, combine it with 3 or 4 different binaries that have just the right strike. I mean, it's, man, we've been through it all, trust me. If you come up with some, let me know though. I'm always interested, okay? Cedric, I'm looking at your question here. If you make a trade and don't think it's going to make it to its strike price, 15.4200, and it's at 15.4209, and the trade is closing in 30 hours. You know, Cedric, that's kind of hard for me to answer for you because I don't trade anything 30 hours out. The market can do so many different things. I mean, if you're looking at, hey, you know, I'm in a trade and I don't think it's going to work out. I mean, you know, when you're trading those cheap out of the money binaries, I don't use stops. If I throw $20 out there to see if it works and it's going against me, I'm gonna leave it open and see if it comes back. But if I'm trading, you know, an in the money binary risking 70, 80 bucks, I'm going to close it if it hits my strike, and that's it. Like, that's my rule in any system that I use in the money binaries for. Okay. Justin, do I have a favorite strategy of them all? You know, Justin, I have different favorite strategies for different days. That's a great question you ask, and I'm not trying to not answer it, but there's not an answer for it. And what do I mean by that? I mean that certain days the market is trending, like it's really volatile, there's volume, it's moving, it may be trending, it may go up 200 points, it may come down 200 points. It's a trending day. And I use certain strategies for trending days, okay? And I love to use, on those big trending days where it's moving, I love to use those out of the money binaries, or I like to use the at the money binaries even. There are certain other days where the market is just flat. It's not moving, it's dead. It's what you call range bound, where it's just kind of bouncing between this range, up, down, up. It's just kind of flat. On flat days, I use this strategy right here, Nadex binaries, systems, butterfly, okay? Butterfly is basically, butterfly, let's say the market's been bouncing right here, okay? Say the market's been bouncing here. If I can sell a binary up here, I'm selling, saying what? The market will close below this, right? At the same exact time, I buy a binary down here, saying the market will close above this. So if the market expires anywhere in between the two, because I'm talking about in the money, I'm selling it in the money, and I'm buying it in the money. As long as it expires in between the two, I win both sides. Does that make sense? Okay, you win both. Now, you follow me? I'm not talking about cheap out of the monies here. I'm not saying, ooh, buy a cheap $15. No, I'm saying I'm selling it in the money with like $80 risk, saying it'll be below. And it's already below in the money. I'm buying down here for like 80 bucks, saying it'll be above. It's already above. So if it expires between these two, I'm going to win both. I'm going to win 20 on each side. Okay? If the market is not range bound, okay, and once again, for those of you asking, what I just said there is under Nadex binaries, right here, butterfly, okay? And I show you in there, you don't just randomly do those. You got to know when the market's range bound. What about when the market's going crazy and it's just flying all over the place, up, down, up, down? It's not flat by any means. It's not really clearly trending up or down. It's going everywhere. Well, then I like to do binary strangles. What's a strangle? Well, Strangle is when the market is moving up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay? So I go in and I want to buy a cheap out of the money up here and sell a cheap out of the money down here. Okay? Because I don't know which way it's going. Like I'm looking at the market right here going, well, it's been down and up and down. I'm not sure which way it's going. So I'm going to sell a cheap one down here for $20 risk. I'll buy a cheap one up here for $20 risk. See where it goes. Oh, okay, it went way up there. Now that one I bought for 20 bucks is worth 50 or 60 or 70. Okay, so it's all about the market condition. Okay, and if you go through here, it'll show you. And under binary trading systems, we'll talk about how to figure out that market condition. Yes, somebody said Elite Education, is that free? Yes, you can go through and watch all of these videos, all these step-by-step courses, all of even these systems, absolutely free. Okay, it'll show you what you can do if you want to get some charts or check out some other system. That's all right there for you. Okay. Keith, find it hard to find contracts at the top and bottom of the range market state. Yeah, Keith, sometimes you can't get the strikes you really want there high enough or low enough on those butterflies. Or sometimes you got to wait for it to come right back. There's not always perfect setups for there every time you want to do them. Okay. Sometimes you have to let it retrace just a little bit. Come down and get one, let it go back up and get another one. Sometimes, especially on the hourlies, it's a little harder to do that. Sometimes easier on the 20 minutes, but check those out, guys. So that is basically when you're looking at the Nadex platform. That's why there's so many different strikes. That's what the strikes mean. That's what the prices mean. You now know what an at-the-money binary is in the middle. You know what an in-the-money binary is and an out-of-the-money binary is. You understand how they work. You understand the pros and cons of each. You also understand how to combine the higher probability of an in the money, but how to limit your risk like you would with out of the money when you exit your strike. You know what that is. You know how those work. And you know where you can go to get some free step-by-step education on binaries and spreads and some different ways that you can trade them. Okay. Once again, if you're here on the site and you have any questions, most everything will be answered in these videos when you go through. And otherwise, right here under Help Desk and Forum, this first one, Help Desk, submit a ticket. If you have any questions, hit us up there. We'll answer any questions for you, get you directed to the right video, right training course. Again, this is all free education for you. Hop on and check it out. Really appreciate you guys taking the time to be with us tonight. Again, join us every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We do these educational webinars for Nadex. And once again, if you go right here to Help Desk and to the forum, if you want to be able to watch this video again, when you get over to the forum, scroll down towards the bottom and it will say watch webinars here. You go right here to newest webinars. Give me about an hour and I'll have this webinar uploaded for you so you can watch it again and watch any others that you may be interested in. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. This helped. This kind of put some stuff together for you. Open your eyes a little bit to why it's so important to not just know what a binary is and not just have a system, but choose the right one. Can make all the difference in the world for you there. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I will see you again next Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks so much. Have a good one.